staying in this country long, Mr. Everly?
No, just an overnight business trip.
I see. There you go.
Thank you.
Attention, please. Attention, please. BELA flight.
Well, Chris, good of you to meet me.
Not at all, Everly. It's good to see you again. But I'm afraid it's rather a case of hail and farewell.
Oh?
I'm attending a banquet in just over an hour. Perhaps we can meet again later.
Well, I guess it's not just going to work out that way. You see, I've got a reservation on the midnight plane back to New York.
Really? That's fast, even for you. Perhaps you'll tell me all about it on the way back to town.
Sure, let's go.
It's a pity your stay is so short, J.D. It's a long way to come for just a few hours in London.
I've been chasing this item too long to let such a golden opportunity slip by. That is, if you okay it for me.
It's a pleasure. I'm always willing to be of help.
Certainly makes me feel good to know that. Wasn't it you that always said you can't be too careful about these things?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Mr. Everly?
Yeah. You're a much younger man than I expected, Mr. Coburn.
Oh, my name is Blake, Mr. Coburn's manager. Will you go in?
Thanks. I expect you've met Lord Velchrist.
Oh, that pleasure has been denied me until now. But of course I know your reputation, sir, as an expert on rare stamps.
Thank you.
Perhaps you'll tell Mr. Coburn I've arrived.
I'm afraid Mr. Coburn cannot be here tonight.
But he sent me a cable.
He has authorized me to act on his behalf.
Oh, thanks. That's a pity. Mr. Coburn's well known in the stamp world. I've been looking forward to meeting him. Will he be away long?
He had to attend an important stamp sale in Rome rather unexpectedly.
I see. Gosh, a real Barbados overprint. Isn't it a Lulu? What do you say, Valchrist? Well?
A man who pursues a treasure with your tenacity deserves to be rewarded. I congratulate you on a superb acquisition.
Say, that's just dandy.
And now, if you'll excuse me, I really must be going.
Why, of course. Thanks again. And I'll see you at the exhibition in New York in the fall.
I'll be there. Goodbye.
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 Do you know there are only 4 of those stamps left in the whole world? Oh, sure, you would know, wouldn't you?
Yes, 3 are catalogued in private collections, and this is the 4th.
This is from Sir Charles Hawksley's collection, isn't it?
The late Sir Charles Hawksley. We're disposing of his collection on behalf of his widow.
And Mr. Coleman's not retracted of his original offer?
No, sir. It still stands at £10,000.
Fine. I've got a certified check right here.
You remember, of course, the restrictions on the publications of the sale for 6 months, or the end of the auction.
Yes, that's the one thing I don't like. It's going to take the edge off my fun. Do you know, I've got a friend in New York who's going to go green with envy if I could show him this.
I'm sorry, sir, but Lady Hawksley insists on discretion.
Very well, young fellow. I suppose that's a small courtesy. I shall have to sit around for 6 months before I can start crowing. Oh.
I'm sorry.
Thanks very much. Do you know, this is one of the happiest moments of my life, Mr. Blake.
Come in.
Mr. Everly's here to see you, Mr. Warburg.
Fine, show him in.
Good evening, Henry.
Well, well, J.D., it's good to see you. When I called you at the office, they told me you were in England.
That's right. Just a little business.
Oh?
Have you made any additions to your collection lately?
Well, yes, I have. As a matter of fact, that's why I called you at the office. I wanted to show you my Queen Victoria Fijians. Set of 4. Cost me $8,000. Here, let me fix you a drink.
Yeah. Very nice, Henry. A fine, clean issue.
Thought you'd like 'em.
Yeah.
How about you? Anything new?
No, but I'm onto something big. I think I can pull it off. But I'll let you know about it in a few months' time.
Sounds intriguing.
Mm-hmm. A bit careless with the glue pot, aren't you, Henry? These pages are gummed up.
Let's not talk too much shop, eh, J.D.? Here, here's your drink.
Thanks. I'm depending on you, Tom. You did a swell job on that oil stock swindle. And if anyone can straighten me out in this, it's you.
Thanks a lot. But I must admit that philately was never my strong point.
It doesn't have to be. I know Henry Warburton. And when he gets his hands on a prize item, he's just got to blow his top boasting about it.
That's only natural.
Sure. So why glue the pages together?
Maybe he's waiting for the right minute to pull it out of the hat.
Not Warburton.
How do you know he just bought it?
Because I checked up on the other 3 stamps, and they're all safely tucked away in private museums in Europe.
Then what's the possibility of a genuine 5th stamp having turned up?
Such a find would receive terrific publicity. And still it wouldn't explain why I got this offer of another one from Oklahoma.
Yeah, that complicates things.
I'll say it does. If there are 3 Barbados overprints in America, that means that's 6 all told. Which is 2 too many, whichever way you add it up.
So you think that yours may be a counterfeit?
I don't know what to think. The possibility is there, and I don't like it.
I can understand how you feel.
And yet it doesn't make sense. I can't see how a man like Valkris could have been fooled. After all, he's the biggest expert there is in these things.
Has the stamp been out of your possession since you bought it?
No.
You're sure of that?
Yes. Of course, I sneaked a few looks at it in the plane, and since I've been back, of course. But all the time, it's either been in my safe or in my wallet.
And maybe this is a case for the police.
No, Tom. News gets around the stamp world like wildfire. I'd be a laughingstock if I was made a sucker. And nobody rolls J.D. Everly and gets away with it. You've got to get that $10,000 back if it costs me $20,000 to do it.
20,000?
I'm giving you a free hand, Tom.
Okay. This Blake character, had you ever met him before?
No.
How about the Coburn Agency?
First time I ever dealt with them. Of course, their business is well known in the stamp world.
Tell me exactly what happened after Lord Valkris left.
Well, we were standing like this. The desk was between us. The stamp was on the top. He picked it up and passed it to me.
That's all that happened?
Yes, that's all. Oh, wait a minute. He dropped it first. Then he picked it up and gave it to me. But I swear my eyes never left his hands.
J.D., what's the date today?
The 7th.
You're absolutely sure about that?
Of course I'm sure. What do you think you're... Well, I'll be...
A simple case of manipulation.
Okay, Tom. Don't let's waste any more time, eh? Give me a call as soon as you get to England.
I'll do that. Now I better get down to the Airways office and make a reservation.
Don't bother. I've got all that fixed for you. You know what I am? I like to think I get results.
Can I get you anything, sir? Is there anything you'd like?
Yes. Yes. A very large, very dry martini.
Mr. Martin?
Yeah?
You left your book on the plane.
Barney, I should have known you'd be here.
Nothing would stop me once I got your cable.
I was afraid you might be held up on a job.
Nah,
Work and me, we just don't get on well together.
You're keeping yourself clean, I hope.
I've been on the straight and narrow since 44. Even getting used to it.
Good. Hey, this way. By the way, did you make a hotel reservation for me?
Well, Tom, not a hotel. I got a better idea.
Oh?
I fixed this up with an apartment.
What?
It's a wonderful joint. We'll be real comfortable there. Come on, I've got a car outside.
You've got a car?
Well, not exactly me. I borrowed it. Belongs to a pal of mine. Okay, Tom?
Yeah.
Come on.
Well, the improvement in your taste surprises me, Barney. This is quite an apartment.
Thought you'd like it. Belongs to a friend of mine.
The one who loaned you the car?
That's right.
But, what's he doing?
9 months.
Would it be too much to ask what for?
Car stealing. Make yourself at home, Tom.
Thank you, Barney. And your pal.
Now, why tell me what your trip's all about?
Philately.
Oh, medical job, eh?
No. Philately, my academic friend, is not a disease.
Isn't it?
No.
What kind of friend?
Academic.
Oh. Oh, I see here. One of that sort.
Philately, Barney, is the study and collection of stamps.
Stamps?
Yeah. But in this case, you might almost call it philanthropy, because a man gave 10,000 pounds for this one.
It's not even new.
Nope.
It's got some scribbling on it.
That's what's called the overprint. That's what makes it so valuable.
Priceless, eh?
No, worthless.
Maybe I'm not very bright today. Tom, what you've just said is this stamp is so valuable that it's not worth anything.
Barney, what I mean is that it ought to be worth that much, but everything points to the fact that it's a phony.
Oh. Well, now it's beginning to make sense.
Quite a seller.
I didn't choose it. Belongs to a pal of mine.
Oh, come on, Barney. We've got to make a little visit.
You come this way, please.
It's good of you to see me so promptly, Mr. Coburn.
Not at all, not at all. What can I do for you, Mr. Martin?
I'm making some inquiries about a business deal made with you by Mr. J.D. Everly of New York.
Everly? Oh, yes, I've heard of him, of course.
So you should have, Mr. Coburn, since your agency recently completed a not inconsiderable transaction with him.
Transaction? I think you must be mistaken.
You are disposing of the Hawksley connection, aren't you?
Yes, I'm hoping for the commission.
But haven't you already sold some of the pieces?
Mr. Martin, you cannot sell what you haven't got. And I don't propose to continue answering your questions until you can satisfy me as to your motives.
I have 10,000 pounds worth of motives, Mr. Coburn.
What in heaven's name are you talking about?
Perhaps this will serve to jog your memory.
Why, a Barbados overprint. Does Mr. Everly wish to dispose of it?
Hardly. He only bought it from you a week ago.
From me a week ago? That's impossible. I was in Rome at the time.
I was speaking figuratively. The actual deal was handled by your manager, Mr. Blake.
Blake? There's surely been a misunderstanding. I know nothing of a Mr. Blake.
No?
This is a personal business, Mr. Martin. I run it by myself. And while I was in Rome, this office was shut.
I see. You didn't by any chance leave your keys with anyone while you were away?
No, I've the only set, and they were with me. Good day.
Oh. Well, thank you for being so very cooperative. Should you want to get in touch with me, my address is on the back of my card.
Get anything?
Nothing to hang your hat on.
Hey, Tom, the next time you want a peer's directory, you better go for yourself.
I see what you mean.
Do you know there are lords in there that go back to William the Conqueror?
No, I didn't, but I'll take your word for it. How about Lady Hawksley? Where's her house?
Near Guildford. But it's not a house. It's a seat.
Good. Let's go and sit down. Sorry.
Mr. Martin, madam.
How do you do, Lady Hawksley?
Oh, well...
Well, this is a very pleasant surprise.
Oh?
I hadn't expected anyone quite so young and beautiful.
No?
I expected more the traditional type. You know, complete with lace and lorgnette.
Oh, really?
More like the old family dragon.
Possibly more like me, Mr.
Martin.
Yes, Martin. Not at all like you, Lady Hawksley. Somebody completely devoid of your distinction and charm.
I see you've already met my secretary, Miss Larson.
Indeed I have. I'm afraid I rather monopolized the conversation.
Not at all. It was very amusing. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Oh, that's all right, Jean. Unless, of course,
Not
Mr.
at all,
Martin
Lady
has...
Hawksley. I just wanted to talk to you about your husband's stamp collection.
Oh, I'm afraid I know nothing whatever about stamps.
That's a pity. I was hoping you'd be able to help me. I have a rather valuable specimen here.
Yes, indeed you have. It's a Barbados overprint.
You're too modest. I thought you said you didn't know anything about these things.
What I know about stamps, Mr.
Martin.
Martin, could be written on the back of one.
Yet you recognize this one.
Oh, well, that's hardly surprising. My husband had one as the centerpiece of his collection. He never stopped talking about it.
You said he had one. Does the past tense indicate that the stamp has been sold?
It indicates that my husband is dead.
I'm sorry. But the stamp is still here in the collection?
Yes.
Could I see it?
The collection is very valuable, Mr.
Martin.
Martin. I'm sure you will agree that it would be most imprudent of me to open the safe for any stranger to have a look at it.
I quite agree with you. But believe me, this is not idle curiosity.
Oh, then what is it?
I don't want to worry you unduly, but this stamp which recently came into my possession is believed to have come from your collection.
Oh, that's preposterous. Miss Larson.
Yes?
Mr.
Martin.
Martin refuses to accept my word that the overprint is here.
Oh, now, please, I didn't say that.
Well, I can assure you it was in the safe ever since valuation.
Valuation?
To assess death duty on the estate. A vicious tax, but one which must be paid.
I quite understand. And you're sure the stamp was returned?
Positive. Quite positive.
Oh. May I ask you one last question?
Naturally.
Who made the valuation?
A man my husband had dealt with for years and in whom he had the greatest confidence. Mr. Robert...
Coburn.
Yes.
Oh, well, thank you very much. I'm sorry to have caused you so much trouble.
Not at all.
I'll show you out.
Thank you.
Anything interesting?
Uh-huh. Blonde, blue eyes, 5'4", about 126 very attractive pounds, delightfully distributed.
What, the old dame?
Oh.
Why, Geoffrey, I thought you'd gone to London.
I changed my plans. Do you mind?
As if it would make any difference whether I minded or not. All right, Miss Larson, you can leave these with me.
I think you'll find everything in order.
I'd be grateful if you would respect my presence, Geoffrey.
Anything you say, Aunt. By the way, who's your visitor?
Oh, Mr. Martin.
What did he want?
Something about the Barbados overprint.
What about it?
He merely wanted to compare it with one he has.
Cable. America.
Warburg and Oklahoma stamps, both from the Coburn agency, signed J.D. Everly.
Someone's sure been milking that golden goose.
You've got your animals mixed up. Then, on the other hand, you could be right.
Don't start all that again.
Barney, when I first met you, you were the proud possessor of an unequaled range of skeleton keys.
Them days are gone.
And the keys?
Well,
Uh-huh.
I did keep them. But only for sentimental value.
Good, we're going to need them.
They can get you into trouble.
They can also get us into Coburn's office.
Yeah.
Yes.
If Coburn's mixed up in this, I can't see him keeping anything in the office safe. Can you?
Why not? It's the logical place. Got a paper?
Little Bella won the big race. 20 to 1. Sucker's money.
Were you on it?
I was the sucker. You're gonna do the crossword puzzle now.
No. Little Bella.
Sorry. Now?
Me, not you. Keep an eye open here. And don't bang the furniture around. Barney. What are you doing down there? Who was it? Did you see him?
Yeah, I saw him.
Come on, Barney, here we go.
Come on, Tom.
Well, well, well. Another very pleasant surprise.
I must apologize. I persuaded the porter to let me in.
You obviously have very winning ways.
Mr. Martin, I must see you. I feel there's something I think you should know.
There's a great deal I should know. Barney, some dry martinis. Now, tell me all about it.
It's a little difficult. I don't quite know how to start, but tell me, why are you interested in the Barbados overprint?
Well, let's say a client of mine just bought one and now doubts its authenticity. Does that make sense?
Yes, I think it does. Thank you.
Why don't we sit down? Now, Miss Larson.
Well, it's about the valuation. You see, it was Lady Hawksley's nephew who took the stamp up to Coburn's.
Is that so very important?
If you know Geoffrey Blake, it is.
You did say Blake.
That's right.
And he's Lady Hawksley's nephew?
Yes.
Barney, get the stamp out of the safe, will you?
Right.
You said it was returned, remember?
Oh, yes, it was up there when they came back from Coburn's.
Does Blake have any keys to the safe?
No, I don't think so.
This is the stamp which I have reason to believe is counterfeit. Do you know enough about it to give an opinion?
I'm afraid not. It would look the real thing to me.
That's the whole point about fakes. But I must say, this is a wonderful job.
Are you sure it is a fake?
How can one be sure about anything?
Oh, why not take it to an expert?
That's what I intend to do.
Are you sure it'll be all right there?
Safer than a safe, miss. That's too easy to open.
It's a very expert job, or else they used a duplicate key. The safe isn't damaged in any way. You're positive there's nothing missing, Mr. Coburn?
I've checked it through twice, Inspector.
Strange.
Why? I only use it for stamps. And it's not everyone who knows the value of them.
But the mere fact that they were in a safe would tell a thief that they were of some value. Yet none were taken.
Then I can give no explanation.
Will you find anything?
Not much, sir. No sign of forced entry or fingerprints. But there appears to have been a scuffle outside.
Oh?
Found this in the overturned paper basket.
Have you had any unusual visitors recently, Mr. Coburn? A stranger, perhaps?
Why, no, I don't think
Oh,
so.
Is this man a frequent caller?
Oh, yes, of course. I remember him now. He was representing some American stamp entries. He was going...
Yes, that's all right, thank you, Mr. Coburn. That's all I wanted to know.
You know him?
Very well indeed. Well, I'll let you know if there are any further developments.
Tom Martin. You know, that name sounds familiar.
Familiar is an understatement. Have you heard of a character called the Duke?
Of course. Isn't he some sort of an investigator?
Yes, the trouble is you never know on which side of the law he's investigating.
Did you get it?
Tom, I've got another idea.
Yes?
If you stand on the corner of Piccadilly Circus, they say sooner or later the whole of London passes by. Now, all we've got to do is look for a man with a big head.
Size 8.
Size 8?
With the initials SG.
Yes.
Yes, that'll be very simple. Hello. That only goes to show you, Barney, that our friend SG may not have such a big head after all. Town Hall dance, an evening of square dancing.
It's just a handbill.
No, they don't make handbills this size.
How do they kind of make that one?
This is a pull.
It's leg pull.
A printer's pull, Barney. A first proof to make sure it's okay before they go ahead printing the leaflets.
Oh, sure.
Yes, but this is very interesting. Very interesting.
You don't mean we're going square dancing?
Yes, Barney. That's precisely what I don't mean. In this case, the pull was made by the Ajax Printing Works, London SE1.
Barney Wilson, what are you doing here?
Oh, just minding my own business, Inspector.
Does Finkers know you're using his apartment?
Oh, you won't mind. We're old workmates. Shipmates.
Well. Look who's here.
Hello, Taylor. If this is a reception committee, you're late. I flew in yesterday.
You haven't wasted much time either, Martin.
Why, Inspector, what do you mean?
It's just that you get around.
Isn't that what vacations are for? I've seen Buckingham Palace, St. Paul's, the Tower. Oh, and incidentally, I think you London police are wonderful.
Oh, I'll convey your appreciation to the commissioner. Sure, he'll be delighted. Tell me, Martin, where were you last night?
In bed.
Sure you weren't sleepwalking?
No, not even by accident.
Come on, now what are you really over here for?
Sightseeing, going gay in the big city.
Take care you don't get your fingers burned.
Thanks for the tip. Oh, Barney, go and get me some cigarettes, will you?
But I've got some.
Barney, cigarettes.
Huh?
Thanks.
Tell me, Martin, you interested in stamps?
Stamps? Oh, yes, I never sent a letter without one.
I mean rare stamps.
Oh, that's, Phil, I could never remember the girl's name.
Philately.
That's it. Yes, I used to dabble in it when I was a kid. Oh, excuse me.
Hello.
Hello.
I came to tell you that I called Lady...
We have visitors. 2 gentlemen from Scotland Yard, Miss Larson.
How do you do?
However, our luncheon appointment won't be delayed because the inspector's just going. Aren't you, Inspector?
Not before you tell me how this came to be found in Robert Coburn's office.
Oh, perhaps some satisfied client recommended me to this Mr. Coburn. If I knew who it was, I'd send him a bunch of grapes.
Do me a favor, will you, Martin? Don't ever give me cause to have you locked up. I'd hate to have you miss your boat back home. Come on, Grant.
Friends of yours?
Come and sit down.
Thank you.
Yes, they're friends of mine in a way. You might say that I'm not exactly without influence.
Oh?
But what are you doing here anyway?
Well, that's what I came to tell you. I called Lady Hawksley last night, and she said she'd be away all day. So I decided to stay in town.
What could be nicer? The big city is very lonely for a shy stranger like myself. Oh. Did you get my cigarettes?
Cigarettes? I didn't know you wanted them. Tell you what I did get. I got the address of the Ajax Printing Works. It's in Lambeth.
Good.
Say, I found this hat by the front gates.
Well, it ain't mine, mister.
No, but I thought it may belong to one of your men. It's got SG on the hat band. Do you know who that could be?
No. Wait a minute. SG? That could be Stefan Godoni, the engraver.
Oh, thanks.
Drop it in the manager's office. They'll see he gets it.
It belongs to Stefan Gordoni. He's an engraver.
You wait here. Keep that out of sight.
Good morning. What can I do for you?
I'd like a quotation for some printing, engraving.
Why, certainly, sir. We have an excellent man.
Could I see him? It's a pretty complicated job, and perhaps he can advise me on 1 or 2 points.
Yes?
Would you come to Mr. Oliver's room, please, sir?
Yes, all right. Oh, tell Gordoni to come over right away to see a customer, please.
Yes, sir.
He won't be a moment. Will you excuse me?
Certainly.
You sent for me?
Yes, you're Stefan Gordoni?
That is right.
I want an engraving made of a stamp. It's for a stamp collector's magazine.
Which stamp would you like me to copy?
A Barbados stamp.
Barbados?
That's right.
Which Barbados stamp?
An ordinary 12-cent one.
If you let me keep the stamp, I will arrange for a quotation.
Okay. I'll call back in a day or 2.
Fine, thank you.
Did you see him?
Yeah, it was him, all right.
You better hang around here and keep an eye open. By the way, when did you say Lady Hawksley would be back?
She said she'd be back at 8 o'clock tonight.
We better have a look at that Barbados overprint. I've a feeling that's a phony, too.
It's over here. There we are.
Huh?
As simple as that.
Not really simple. Takes a lifetime of study to be able to pick out the right key out of a bunch of 12 for the first try.
Well, I'm glad Lady Hawksley can't see you.
She might have reason to thank me someday.
Why, it's gone. It was on that page. It's just disappeared.
You didn't really expect to find it there, did you?
Lady Hawksley's nephew, huh?
That's right, Geoffrey Blake.
How do you do?
Perhaps you can explain its disappearance.
Is that necessary when you knew the facts even before you left America?
Then you admit making a deal with J.D. Everly.
Yes, why not? There's nothing wrong in that, is there?
Who authorized you to sell it?
Lady Hawksley.
Oh, she didn't tell me anything about it.
That leaves us with the jackpot question. Is the Everly stamp genuine?
You think not?
That's right.
Oh, so you're an expert.
Not exactly.
I suggest you consult one. And now, if you'll excuse me, I have an engagement.
Seems pretty confident.
Perhaps we were wrong about the whole thing.
We'll see. You wait here until Lady Hawksley gets back. Tell her Blake's story and see what she says. Don't forget to put this away. Just push the door to lock itself.
Tom.
Yeah? Oh. Too bad I have to go now. Find what you wanted?
Tom, come on, Duke. You okay?
Wow.
Who was it?
They didn't introduce themselves. Whoops. The safe. Still there. You better take this down to Lord Valchrist. I've got to know if it's genuine.
Yeah, but you know it's a phony.
Trouble is, so many people are behaving as though it isn't that tomorrow might be too late.
Well, what's happened?
We had the movers in. Luckily, they didn't remove anything.
Tom, are you all right?
More or less.
Oh, I heard from Lady Hawksley just after you left. She said she'd be away for a few days.
Oh? Where's she gone?
I don't know. Before I could find out, she rang off.
This is Blake's lucky day.
Blake? Maybe that's who Gordoni's been trying to phone.
Try. Come on, Barney, spill.
He's taken a powder, quit his job.
Has he?
Yeah, soon after you left, he dashed across the road to the phone box. He came out in a big hurry and grabbed a taxi.
You followed him?
Yeah, that's right.
Well, where'd he go?
Well, traffic was pretty bad.
And he gave you the slip.
Yeah, but I know where to get hold of him. I checked up to the works with one of his pals. Didn't have his address, but he gave me this.
Yamina at the Deli Club. What's she got to do with Gordoni?
She's a friend of his.
Barney, off you go to Lord Valchrist.
Right.
Jean and I are stepping out tonight.
May I show you to a table, sir?
No, thank you. We're friends of Yamina's. If you'll just be good enough to direct us to a dressing room.
Through there, sir. First door on left.
Thank you.
Excuse me, please. Could I have a few words with you?
Yes? What is it, please?
Oh, I'm from the Gazette.
Certainly. Come to my dressing room. Not tonight, but maybe tomorrow evening.
I shall be delighted.
Thank you. Good night. Well?
I found an address in a man's handwriting.
Gordoni's?
I don't know. It's worth a try.
Gordoni, what are you doing here?
I have come to make a business arrangement with you, Mr. Coburn.
Oh?
I tried to contact Blake, but you will do just as well.
What do you mean?
When I engraved the plates for those Barbados stamps, I had no idea of their value.
You were well paid for the job?
But not well enough. Not in relation to what you made out of them. I should have been paid at least 2,000 pounds more.
That's ridiculous.
The American Mr. Martin will not think so.
So it was you. You stole those plates.
Let us say I borrowed them.
Where are they?
Quite safe, Mr. Coburn.
Gordoni, I must have those plates.
2,000 pounds.
I'll have the money here in an hour.
Then I'll see you get the plates back.
All right, Gordoni, what's the setup?
What? I don't know what you mean.
Don't give me that. I know you did the Barbados engraving.
That's not true.
You've probably got the plates around somewhere. Where are they? Here?
I don't know what you mean.
Well, here's something you may understand. One of those stamps has gone to Lord Valchrist. He says it's a phony. You're in trouble. Hello? Scotland Yard. Inspector Taylor, please. So if you want to make things easy for yourself, you better start talking.
All right, I'll tell you. I did the engraving, but that was all. I was not mixed up in the swindles.
Hello?
I'll tell you.
Who was it?
The man...
Gordoni. John. Worth trying.
Want something?
Who does this car belong to?
Chap in flat 9.
How do I get to the apartments from here?
Through that door and to the right.
Thanks. we'd better wait here. This might be a little sticky.
What does this mean?
You must excuse my bedside manners. Oh, small change, huh? Going shopping?
That's none of your business. Now, will you leave, or shall I have you thrown out?
Preferably thrown out. Tell me, where did you learn to drive a car like that?
Like what?
You handled that buggy very well.
What are you talking about?
I suppose that white convertible doesn't belong to you.
It does, but I haven't used it tonight.
And I suppose you know nothing about Gordoni having forged Barbados overprints?
You must be out of your mind.
Then I have some more news for you. What started off as a neat stamp swindle has gone right through the book. Gordoni's been murdered. They hang people for murder, Coburn.
Ah, Inspector.
I called in to say we got no lead on your safe job, Mr. Coburn.
Oh, yes, it's not important.
Martin, whose business you minding tonight?
A little of his, for each of us, Inspector.
He forced his way in here.
Well?
I'd like him to go, Inspector.
You heard?
Now, wait a minute. I trailed him here tonight from a place where a man was killed.
That's nonsense. I've been here in my room all evening.
Then perhaps you'd come down to the garage and speak to the young lady I have with me. No doubt you'd believe her.
All right, if you've got a witness, let's go and talk to her. I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to remain here until this matter's cleared up, Mr. Coburn. Well, where's the girl?
Hey, where's my car? The gray Jaguar.
Jaguar, sir?
Yes, and the girl who was in it.
Girl, sir?
Well, she was here a few minutes ago. What's happened to her?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Look, cut out the smart stuff. Why don't you and I go and have a little heart-to-heart talk in my car?
I know it sounds crazy, but I can prove it. A man named Gordoni's been shot. Come with me and I'll show you.
All right, but I warn you, there'll be trouble if this is a wild goose chase. Well?
I don't suppose for a moment you'll believe me, but it was right in this room.
Really?
That's right, just there. Amazing, isn't it?
Fantastic.
He's, just disappeared.
Like your girlfriend.
That's right.
Perhaps they've gone to the movies together.
Look, if you don't believe me, why don't you get in
If
touch
I get in touch with anyone, it'll be to your disadvantage.
But I'm...
Martin, why don't you mind your own business? And above all, keep out of my way.
Where do you think you're going, Coburn?
I'm leaving.
I don't think so.
Things have gone far enough.
Oh.
I know about Gordoni. Martin's been here.
Well, then we shall have to keep him quiet, too.
Just how much do you think you can get away with?
You know we've got to get those plates and destroy them.
Then why didn't you let me buy them back? It would have been worth 2,000.
I'll get them. But you'll stay here until I do.
Well, look who's here. Where have you been?
I'm sorry, but I saw the police car arrive and I knew there'd be a lot of awkward questions.
So you left me to answer them. That's fine.
It's not that at all. I heard you telling Barney that you'd have to pick him up, and things were moving so fast I got scared and I went to Lord Balchrist
Just
for
as
it.
well. This stamp is as genuine as the Tower of London.
What?
That's true.
That's what Lord Balchrist said. She told me about Gordoni. Why would anybody want to rob him out? Everything's on the level anyway.
Catch that for me, will you, Jean?
Hello? Yes, it is. Who is that? Hello? Hello?
What's the matter? What is it? You look as though you'd seen a ghost.
Tom, you've done your job. You've got what you came for. You found the stamps genuine. Now, why not go back home?
What sort of talk's that? What about the Gordoni murder?
That's for the police to deal with. I don't want to see you get killed.
Oh, so that's what it was. Leave town on a one-way ticket or else.
He said you'll join Gordoni in the river.
Who was it?
I didn't recognize the voice.
She's got something there, Tom. No good sticking your neck out when the cops can clear up the details.
He's right, Tom. Now, why not be sensible about this?
You really want me to go?
Yes, Tom.
I don't want to see you get killed.
I'm rather flattered that my life means so much to you.
It means a lot to me, too.
Well, you've got me outnumbered 2 to 1.
You mean you'll go?
I'll get the reservations in the morning, so you got nothing to worry about.
In that case, Barney, do you think we could have some of that?
A report's just come in on the river case, Inspector.
Oh, anyone interesting?
I think so, sir. He was identified as Stefan Gordoni.
Gordoni? So Martin did know something last night after all.
Do you think he can help us, sir?
Help us? He's never been anything but a confounded nuisance. Heaven knows how far he's involved in this. Let's go and see, shall we?
All the same, it's been good seeing you again, Tom. Just like old times. We really lived way back, didn't we? Remember that French leaf we took in Paris? Oh, those beautiful dames. Yours turned out to be a Follies girl. I would pick a captain's wife. Lost my stripes. There you are. All packed and ready for inspection, Captain. Any further orders?
Yeah, unpack them again.
What'd you say?
Unpack them again.
That's what I thought you said.
Well, what you waiting for?
You know, Tom, sometimes I think you're crazy, and sometimes I just know you are.
Why don't you answer that? Good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm afraid you're late for breakfast.
I've come to talk to you about Gordoni. He was murdered last night.
What, again? Don't tell me you're beginning to accept my word at last.
We don't need to accept your word. He's just been fished out of the river. What were you doing at Gordoni's in the first place?
Well, it's a long story, and I don't think you'd want to waste your valuable time listening to it.
I'm in no hurry.
Well, I am. I have some unfinished business to attend to before I start giving you my memoirs.
I warn you, Martin, if you withhold vital information, you'll be in real trouble.
I'm not withholding anything.
But you're mixed up in this Gordoni affair. Now, what's your connection?
I'm a private investigator.
Investigating what?
Something private.
I came here hoping to find you cooperative. I didn't expect it. I was just hoping. However, under the circumstances, I've got no alternative but to ask you to leave the country by tonight's plane.
I'm sorry, I can't oblige.
Then I shall ask the Home Secretary for a deportation order.
You can't do that, Inspector.
For once, Martin. That's just where you're wrong. Tonight's plane, remember? Bon voyage.
Good thing I didn't cancel those tickets. See, you never can tell. Give my love to the Statue of Liberty.
Barney.
Don't tell me, I know.
Good morning, Yamina.
Can I get you anything, sir?
Nothing, thank you. The porter at the club told me I might find you here.
Oh? What do you want?
Have you seen the morning papers?
Yes.
I want to talk to you about Gordoni.
Are you from the police?
Unofficially.
I'm afraid I can't help you. I haven't seen him for weeks.
Now, look. Gordoni was mixed up in a forgery racket. He was killed because he knew too much.
Do you know who did it?
I have an idea, but I need your help to prove it.
He came to the club last night. He was very worried.
What about?
I don't know. He asked me to post a package.
Do you know what was in it?
No, but he said if he did not phone me, I was to see that it caught the last collection.
Who was it addressed to?
I can't remember.
Was it a London address?
No.
Isn't there something about it you can remember? Oh, try. Could it have been Knightsbridge?
Knightsbridge. Yes, I think it was.
Coburn's place.
Pick up Jean. Take her to the flat. Meet me there later. Thank you for your help.
Oh, give it to me, I'll take it.
Thanks.
Don't get excited.
Jeffrey, what's all this about?
You'll soon find out. And so will your friend Martin. I've got a job for you.
Now, look, I don't know.
I'll do the talking. Martin's got the stamp, and by now he's got the plates. Here are his instructions for the meeting place. And he better bring them with him or else.
Supposing he doesn't?
Then he won't see Miss Larson or Lady Hawksley again.
Nine o'clock at the signpost in Croxley Lane. That seems all very simple.
How do you think they got onto it?
Same way we did, through Mayora.
Mayor 10 to 1. Blake plays a double cross and doesn't bring Jean.
The money's safe, Barney. I don't expect him to.
Look, Tom, if I hid in the back, in the boot.
You expect them to fall for that? Don't be a fool.
All right, go alone.
Okay, I will. Oh, Barney.
Any luck?
No, sir. Only Coburn's.
Yes, it would have been a neat job if she hadn't butted in. Oh, there you are.
Here are the pictures, sir. They've just arrived. Do you really think Martin would have done it?
I don't know. I would have thought he'd have stopped short of murder. Oh, Mrs. Smithson, will you take a look at these? See if you can spot the man you saw.
That's the one, sir.
You sure?
Yes, sir.
It's Martin's. I'll put out a general alarm and get him in.
Well, so far so good.
Yeah, keep your fingers crossed.
All cars in G area. Gray Jaguar LGF 123 proceeding along Highway A27. They're onto us.
That's the car.
Don't worry, Tom. It'll work out okay.
Yeah, it's better.
Here he comes.
You got it? Hand it over.
Now, wait a minute. We had a bargain, remember?
Give me the package.
Not until I see Miss Larson get out of that car.
Easy, Joe. We better take him with us. Get him inside.
What about my friend in the back?
Wise guy, huh?
Comfortable?
Look at the headlights on this crazy fool.
Now I've got it. Come on, out. Both of you. Hurry up. Over here. Come on, baby. Inside. I'll be back. All set for the run out, Blake. Leave it where it is.
How did you get here?
You sent a car for me, remember? Only your drivers went to sleep on the job.
Now, look here, Martin, you're a reasonable guy. Would 5,000 pounds...
For my part, $1 million wouldn't get you as far as that door. But I will convey your offer to the police.
Put that phone down. And the gun.
Well, isn't this something?
Thanks, Jane. Oh, thoughtful of you to bring it along.
The original idea was to trade those for a lady. But don't imagine I expected you to turn up. I've seen through you for quite a while, Miss Larson.
Oh?
You were the only one who knew the fake stamp was stuck behind that picture in my flat. It was you who switched it for the real one.
I hoped it would be enough to make you stop the case.
Is the car ready?
It's in the garage. Everything's packed.
How far do you think you'll get?
Far enough. Well clear of this country, anyway.
I wouldn't count on that too much. The police will go to quite some lengths to get a murderer.
Shut up.
What do you mean, murder?
You have a very short memory. You were with me when your boyfriend killed Gordoni.
I thought you said it was Coburn that did it.
What did it matter? Where would we be if Cordone had gone to the police?
And you're making Coburn take the blame?
But don't let that worry you. Coburn's committed a very convenient and phony suicide.
No.
Yes. Ask him.
He was cracking. I had to shut him up.
What do you think of your prospects now? And don't kid yourself, that's the end of it. Where's Lady Hawksley, for instance?
She's upstairs in her room. She's all right.
How long for?
I finished here. Go and get the car out.
Lady Hawksley knows too much to be left alive, and you'll have to kill me too. And go on killing to cover up your tracks. A lot of cleverer people than you have tried to get away with this. What makes you think that you're going to be the lucky one?
I'll take that.
That's the guy you're after.
Thanks. Fetch an ambulance. He's still alive.
Jean. I'm sorry it had to turn out this way.
So am I.
I'll do all I can to make it easier for you. You better go with them now.
Goodbye.
Hello, Jean. Okay? What's the matter with her? Goodbye, Tom, and take it easy. Remember, I won't be there to look after you. And don't forget, no stamps and no dates. You know, there's still one thing I just can't figure out. How does she know about that stamp? If she did. Hey, what about Lord Valkyries? You know, Tom. Hey! Hey! Anyway, no stamps!